Trevor, lovely to talk to you. You, of course, made a documentary about Windrush 25 years ago. The anniversary has provided you with an opportunity to revisit that. What is different between that first documentary and the one you've made this time?
Good morning, Jane. Good to talk to you. And thanks for reminding me, 25 years ago, I even had hair then, I think. Then I think that the central point was we were writing in the book, and which was essentially a collection of interviews with the men and women who had come on that boat and still survived, and some of their descendants. And when we were writing that, we were writing the origin story for what was then Black Britain. And Black Britain basically meant people like me with two Black Caribbean parents. And the reason that we were keen to write the story is because up until that point, what people knew about us was what they, generally speaking, saw in the media, which was either Black people rioting or Black people dancing at Carnival. And we wanted to say there was much more to us than that. And if you look at these people, you've just seen pictures of the King meeting a man called Alfred Gardner, who's 97 years old and was amongst these people who landed. And these guys they'd fought in the war, many of them in the RAF, and they were adventurous, they were talented, they were ambitious young people. We wanted to tell that story. Now, what's different now is that that group of people, to which I belong, are really a minority within the minority. They are our children, nearly 1 million of them, who have a Caribbean parent, but also have a white British parent. And even a bigger group, those who have come by what I call the direct route from Africa, about 1.5 million, who are people who have arrived in the last 20 years or so from East and West Africa. And that's changed the tone and the nature and I think the sentiment of Black Britain quite dramatically. And that's really what we've added to the book, description of those changes.
What about the sense of belonging and identity? Has that changed over the 25 years?
Well, I would say actually what it's done is that it has made being Black and British ordinary. I think when we wrote this book, the original book, it was still slightly the sense that we were foreigners, and it's a bit of a surprise that we were still here. Whereas today, you can't imagine Britain without some of the people that are the descendants of that group. And we're talking about, sporting stars like Rio Ferdinand or entertainers like Leona Lewis. You can't imagine Britain without those people, or even actually going back further, my great friend Trevor McDonald. Can you imagine the news without Trevor? No, not possible. So I think what we're really seeing now, when we think about British identity, is that both the people who came and their descendants can't imagine being anywhere else, and nor can anybody else. And one of the things that's interesting that we discovered talking to people in the documentary is that for most of us, when we go to our parents' or grandparents' home, we're greeted warmly and embraced, but people think of us as foreigners. In Guyana, in the Caribbean, we'd say, he come from foreign. So in a sense, we are now not just for ourselves feeling British, but our cousins only think of us as English people now.
OK. Trevor, we're going to have to leave it there.